know this video is never gonna get deleted, by the way.
So. I wanna dance with you all night. Yeah, exactly.
On Talking Trophies, buddies. Alright.
Let's go. Welcome to Talking Trophies. Air Raid's back.
Let's go.
We're on like week 15, like 12 or something.
I don't even know how
3
many
months.
bro.
I feel like Air Raid's
I feel like we're gonna forget about normal season and we're just gonna keep doing Air Raid.
Yeah, man. No, don't worry. We're actually planning out the season after this episode amongst each other. So season 4 is gonna be a banger. It might get a bit international as well.
Yeah.
So make sure you guys do hit that subscribe button so you're ready for season 4. Anyways, there was before we introduce our guest, we'll talk on a quick topic.
Yeah.
So
Tough one, man.
a tough podcast.
Just listen to it.
How'd you find it?
Intense.
Wait, let me get the official name.
You know where you gotta like have those little gulp moments, and you're feeling the tears, but your inner toxic masculinity kicks in and you want to not cry in public.
Well, where'd you listen to it?
I listen to it while I'm driving. That's when I listen to podcasts. Just
Oh,
while I'm
no
driving
way.
around and stuff. Yeah.
So pretty much what we're talking about is a podcast by the Digital Sisterhood, and the episode was called. Her name is Hannah. So this podcast actually is number 1, I think, number 2 in UK. They passed Joe Rogan in the UK. They're coming on the top 10 in Australia even.
Yeah.
And around the world, the numbers are just going insane. So we're just going to talk pretty much about it. But how'd you feel like listening to it?
Oh, I think, to be honest, spoiler, if you don't know, if you haven't listened to it, I encourage you, listen to it. Actually, like right now, hop off it, go listen to it on Spotify, and then join back in so you're in the loop of what we're talking about. But I don't know, I think it just shows the intensity of like what people are going through behind the scenes. Like you think they're okay, they're just going through it. It's just a tough time. But the actual inner thoughts that are going through someone's head, it makes you intense. Like it makes you really think it's suicide awareness. And this story, like, do you wanna touch on that, or do you want to say what it is?
Not the whole story, but I don't know,
brief summary,
the context behind it.
Yeah. Well, I basically.
What'd you take away from it?
I think a big takeaway is I think sometimes as people we don't value who we have around us as much as we normally do, especially when it comes to our parents, like our mum. Like the girl, she was saying she wished she had more awareness when it comes to mental health and suicide, so she actually knew what her mum was going through, and like it broke her heart, because when it comes down to it, like they were saying the hospital was flooding with like 80 people to 100 people a day were coming to visit this woman after she tried to commit suicide. So she jumped off a balcony 12 stories, and when the daughter found out, it just broke her heart, and what broke my heart was the moment she had to go and tell her dad on the phone. She calls her dad. And he's diabetic, and so she was saying she didn't want to lose 2 parents in one day. And I don't know, I think the aftershock of what suicide does is so much more damaging than the actual action itself.
Yeah.
I think like it's so heartbreaking hearing what the family, like it's already tough coming to a different country and then trying to survive on your own, especially because they were coming from Saudi Arabia, right?
No, Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, so like they were coming from luxury.
Abu Dhabi, cause I always get roasted for saying Dubai, Abu Dhabi.
Yeah. Like they were living a luxury life. So coming to New York and then going to Canada after that, they weren't used to the lifestyle, and they realized how much of a struggle it actually is if you're not already grounded. And so I don't know. For my takeaway is, 1, how much you have to value family, but 2, like genuinely, you actually need to genuinely understand mental health to get around the people before it comes too late. Yeah.
Man, I think my takeaways from it was 1, I think a lot of, like, for example, for like checking on parents and stuff, like our parents never really showed us we're first generation Africans, and our parents never really explained that mental health issue, going through tough times. And think about it, like you leave your whole family, you leave your parents. Some are lucky to have their grandparents come, with them. But like their parents stay back home, they leave their whole family, they come to a new country, and it's like get used to it, adapt, And a lot of people back home, like our families are the top tier families, we're people, we're known people, we have a community, and it's just like coming here, it's a culture shock for our parents and stuff. And also that's one thing, always check up on parents. And also like, I think the best part of it was how she, like after, that's a tough thing. She could have got depressed off it, but she's like, hey, let me step up. What can I do next? And I think even for me, the bit that got me the most was in the end when the girl started reciting, because the verse they talked about in the Quran, the one she's like was reading, in the end of it, that's like my go-to like surah when I'm down. You know what I mean? There's that, and then there's another like a verse, what's called in the Quran that I always go to. And then I was like, damn, bro. That, when he hit me, I'm like, God damn, bro.
Feels, huh?
Bro, what do you mean? I started tearing up, cuz.
Yeah.
That sort of is like my go-to, bro. I was tripping out, bro. So I was like, you know, like it's crazy. But also what she did after it, how she got into the University of Toronto.
Yeah.
That's like the Ivy. That's like Melbourne Uni equivalent.
Yeah.
So she went from that, applied, and now she's helping other people.
She's thriving. Yeah.
You know, and it's crazy. Like the thing is like, even though like in the moment we're like down, we're sad, we're depressed, we don't know God's plan, you know?
Yeah.
And there's like a verse in the Quran that says, La yukallifu Allahu nafsan illa wisaha. So like I don't like nothing. What is it? The burden of a soul. Like God will not put a burden on a soul more than it can handle. So whatever you cop, everyone can go through it.
Yeah.
Like you can go through it. You're not given that test, so you don't go through it.
Yeah.
And then like she ended up doing so much for the world. Now, by telling her mom's story.
Exactly, and it's actually a tough thing because she's reliving the trauma for the benefit of others.
That was
a tough one as well.
That was intense.
Yeah.
And if you haven't checked it out, make sure you guys give it a listen.
Yeah.
It's a crazy episode. And because I've only listened to a few. Like there's an episode like the Digital Sisterhood. I sometimes run by it. I think it's a more female based. But then there's some episodes where like there's one called The Men Tell All, Answer Du'as. So I'll just check them out. But if you haven't heard it, suss it out. Anyways, let's get back to Air Raid. We got 2 guests here. Thank you guys for waiting.
Yeah, that was deep, guys. If you
That
guys are
was
sitting
deep.
there,
That was very, very deep.
It was a very deep one, you know?
Very helpful. Reminded me of a lot, you know? Going from back home.
Yeah, 100%, man.
all right.
He's not from. You're not from Iraq?
No, I'm from Palestine.
Yeah, free Palestine.
Of course, free Palestine.
What are your thoughts
Did you
on?
say the last time?
No, he's Palestinian Jordan.
I'm Jordanian and Palestinian. Moved from Palestine to Jordan and came here about 4 years ago. So
Yeah, but his English is so good. He's someone that adapted really well, man.
Nah, bro. I was in a private school.
Yeah.
Hey, that's why I have the American accent. Because I was, we get taught American English there.
Oh, okay.
So it just really doesn't help.
And anyways, that's one of our guests. This is one guest that I actually did not want to be on Talking Trophies. Because what happened was, this is the first time I've ever not wanted a guest to be on.
Yeah.
So what happened was, we were chilling and we were playing FIFA. And then he's like, if I beat you, I get to be on your podcast.
No, that hurts, man.
I know, bro, but like, Kaz, it's the truth, Kaz. But
Hey, but I guess
no. Yeah. No, wait, I'm not done. So we're playing FIFA, and he's like, if I beat you, I get to be on the podcast. And I'm like, bro, chill, whatever, you know. He's like, nah, if I beat you, I get to be. I'm like,
Fake story. I was undefeated. He thought he could beat me, and we changed it from $20.
No, we weren't playing. We weren't even gambling for money.
we were gambling.
It wasn't gambling.
Last week we talked about gambling, and he's gambling.
Listen,
you fraud.
I'm expose man. Let me expose this man.
Hey,
Call him a fraud. Call him a fraud.
That is a fraud.
I will expose this man. Why am I on this podcast if this man doesn't gamble? Think about it.
No,
this man is a fraud. He gets exposed.
He's a fraud.
Yeah, Haji, Stanley.
Fraud.
Stanley.
Certified fraud.
Asma, we didn't play for money. Firstly, the money was
Maccas.
the money was a joke.
Maccas.
Yeah, we said whoever wins gets the other one Maccas. That's the
Gambling.
That was the deal.
That's still gambling. You thought you fraud.
Allah, it is gambling.
Send him back.
Anyways,
Send him back.
No. Hey, we didn't.
We got him in the sense of the
we didn't say we're gonna think. We ended up saying, I said Banda Maccas. We said if you win, you get to be on the podcast.
Yeah.
So I didn't get
this
anything.
man gambled the podcast spot to me.
It's not really
Fraud.
gambling. Hey, it's not gambling, Kaz. If you
Anyway,
won, you got a prize.
anyway,
But anyways,
listen,
another guest we have.
Hey, actually, no. Another guest. I
He's
actually
been
had
on, by the way.
I had the pleasure of actually working with him on Distortion. Come on now.
Yes.
This
yes.
guy, I'm telling you, this guy killed it. Insane.
Thank you so
My
much.
boy,
Damien. Thank
Charla, come
He's
on
back.
now.
He's been on Talk Track.
Yeah, on Air Raid.
you. Yeah, right. Yeah, one of those episodes.
Zoom.
Yep.
Welcome back, man. What you saying, man? How you feeling?
Feeling good, man.
Got the shades on.
Relaxed. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I got the shades on. I might chuck on some shades too, man.
Shades.
Shades.
Yeah.
I feel a bit ignored here. They introduced man.
We're talking to you. We gave you a whole solo segment talking about he's a fraud.
Yeah, Haji.
Shades, and this man, look at him.
Actually, yeah, well,
the
He is
pleasure
too.
of meeting this man, and they talk about me saying they don't want me to be here. He's wearing 6 shades. They want to wear shades. I wear shades.
Hey,
no shades.
Asma, you don't know that there's a thing about black people always look good with shades indoors. It's a black thing, Kaz.
That is-
أيوة. شكرا حبيبي.
That is
Free
definitely
Hey, by
true.
the way, we're still, even though we're
Hey,
roasting.
zoom in. I actually think he's crying.
Huh?
No, I'm playing. No, I'm playing.
What'd you say?
I said I think he's crying.
Nah. But hey, on the real, even though we're taking the piss out of it, we're still on that free Palestine vibes. Make sure you guys do send your support to Palestine. Send them a bit of money.
Send me the money. Send me the money. I am a starving Palestinian child. I am a broke Palestinian
say it,
child.
guys.
Send the money to me. I'm a broke Palestinian
Or
child.
rocks. Send him some rocks.
I'm in dire need of rocks. My supply's running low. Or send me a plane ticket back. I'm sick of this man.
Anyways, hey, let's go. Let's jump into area topics, and our guests are probably, our viewers are probably tripping out.
Yeah,
What's going
what's
on?
going
Let's
on?
jump into the topics.
We're gonna jump straight into the first one. I'm not sure if you guys have seen it, but there's a new show that came out. It's kind of sick. It's twisted. It's the Jeffrey Dahmer show. Have you guys seen it?
No.
Yeah. So do you know who Jeffrey Dahmer is?
No.
No, wait. Do you know? No way. Okay. So
Oh, the guy that the best serial killer on
Yeah,
earth?
yeah. So he's
the
a-
guy that he used
The
to tell
shades.
girls like, hey, just
No.
jump in.
That's Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say that guy's a goat. Not the goat, but that guy apparently is like the best serial killer.
Oh,
Like
nah,
he's
nah.
like the goat, like the
Alright,
serial killers.
So all right. Okay.
goat.
Let me summarize it so you guys can catch up to it. Okay.
Okay.
So Jeffrey Dahmer, from the late 70s all the way up until 92, he killed 17 people. But like the thing about him was
the celebrity.
he was a gay serial killer. So he only targeted black men. Like he had a fetish. He had a fetish.
Yeah.
Empowerment.
He had a fetish for black men. Like that was his thing. It wasn't a racial thing. And so basically he went on this killing and his neighbors knew about it and they were calling the cops. And because they were in a black community, they got ignored. So this white guy was in this community killing these guys, killing these men, luring them back, and he used to dissect and eat their bodies. This guy's sick. America. Okay, but this is my question to you guys. Do you reckon serial killers are born serial killers? Or do you reckon they're like...
Childhood trauma.
Okay.
So no one's born with a personality. You adapt to the people that are around you. You know, people around you build your personality. That's why I don't believe with the astrology bullshit, none of that shit. Because they believe that when you're born some random time, you're born with a personality. No, the way you grow up is what builds your personality.
I'm Taurus, by the way.
Might as well be a titty. Khalas.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, that's true. I think you wouldn't be born a serial killer, man. Because we spoke on the episode about nature versus nurture. I'd have to say, because it's things that happen in your life, but that happen in your life that cause that. But I want to know, like with the guy, yeah. So he had a fetish to kill black gay guys.
Yeah.
All right. So firstly, he already killed So he wasn't racist.
No, he wasn't racist. Like he's had it with he's killed white guys, black guys, but the majority, like 11 of them, were African American men.
Okay. But I feel like with like serial killers, it's they get that little thrill from the first kill.
Yeah,
that's what makes him a
He
serial.
had a
Like
thrill. His idea was he wanted to make himself a man zombie. So he kept trying. He kept trying to like kill their brain, so that way they could be alive but not alive. That was his goal.
My guy reads too much cartoons or anime stuff.
what do you got to say, Charlo, on it?
It depends on his experience. What was his experience like?
Childhood.
Yeah.
So childhood. So he grew up. His parents they were divorcing. They used to be an abusive like relationship. The mum used to be on medication a lot, and so she used to like believe in like, oh, I saw a UFO the other day type of thing. And the dad was so sick of his wife, he would never be home. He'd go to work, he'd go for a week, and then he'd come back. He'd go, and so he had this dad that constant was going in and out of his childhood. And then the first time he actually found a connection with his dad was like dissecting roadkill on the road. So him and his dad would dissect dead animals on the road, and he grew this like obsession with like dissecting animals and like trying to find out different parts of the body. And then it wasn't until he's a teenager that like he started having like sexual fantasies with men, but then having those sexual fantasies like it would involve like dominating him. It's cooked.
What do you got to say now? That's his backstory, because
Wow.
I got nothing to say. I'm absolutely speechless.
Which goes back to my point. It's not he wasn't born with it. He's dissecting with his dad. His mom believing in UFOs. His mom believing in UFOs. Dissecting with his dad. All relates.
Yeah, it does. You're right, wallah.
The fact that he actually went through what he went through, I think, played a major part, like to
100%.
who he has become. What did they say about his mental health condition at the time?
The craziest thing is that during the killings, he was deemed to be completely sane.
Sane.
Yeah, he wasn't like he did it intentionally. There wasn't mental illness telling him, like, getting him to do it. He actually chose to do that. He had bipolar, so he'd change, like, 1 minute he'd be like really calm and then really aggressive. But apart from that, yeah, he was like, he knew what he was doing.
What was happening to him, like, when he was in the court proceedings? Like, what was he behaving like?
Oh, he was emotionless. The whole thing was emotionless, but he took complete accountability. He was completely honest, transparent.
Charlie, you're trying to be his lawyer, what, brother? You're breaking down.
Nah.
Charlie,
Nah,
hey, I'm
I'm trying to
telling
see,
you,
like,
but the
what has occurred.
TV show, you watch it, it's insane. Like, but it's cooked, but it's insane.
Yeah, you might have to suss it out, man.
Yeah,
I think with
will.
those ones, yeah, I think you're not born a serial killer. I think there's some people that have like this natural urge, like they find like relief in harming someone, like they find relaxation in harming people.
You sound like you're talking of a man with experience.
Nah, I got no experience.
Man knows what he's
got no
talking about.
experience, but like, you know what I mean? Like, there's like some serial killers, like they'll kill someone and like it's like a daily routine.
Yeah.
Like you're just like, yep, I just went through. I just had lunch. You know. So like, I think it is. Yeah, what you said was it's the childhood experiences that cause you to, and I think it's once he did that first kill, and he's like, yeah, I love this. One, because he's dissecting these guys and thinking, this is like times with my dad when I was a kid, and two, it's just like. Yeah. He gets his little bit of pleasure with the black men.
Is it me or?
Hey, wait, he's a racist.
He's a racist?
I think he's a racist, Kaz. I just clocked Kaz because you said he likes dominating people.
Dominating black men.
Men, wait, but then it was specifically more black men.
He said he determined his killing based on beauty. If he found them beautiful.
The finer they are.
He, like, the more beautiful they are to him, he'd want that person.
Well, no homo, but I guess Smash is getting taken out soon.
Hey, did he show any regret? Like, that's what I'm wondering. Like, you say he was emotionless, but accountability. And
what he said was, like, he said if he never got caught, he'd keep doing it. But he said, like, obviously he knows how messed up it is, but he said it's just he just loves it.
I think what's the weird thing is like him living in the black community, and like. Them calling the police and them all knowing. Why didn't they do something against him? Like all go to his house.
Bro, this is the most. Here's a messed up part. So, one of the people he got was a 14-year-old boy, from Laos. And then what happened was, the kid got out. So the kid got downstairs, and so there's a woman named Glenda Cleveland actually got around him and actually took care of him. The cops came, but then. He came downstairs. Jeffrey Dahmer came downstairs and was like, "This is my boyfriend. I have photos of him in my apartment to prove it." And he's like, "Just letting you know, these photos they're gay, so like you might think they're weird." But he took the photos that night. The police officers go upstairs. They look at the photos and they believe the story that he was the kid's boy, like that he was the boyfriend and he was of age without seeing ID. So then they gave him back to Jeffrey Dahmer. And then he killed that 14-year-old boy that night.
Wait, he gave him back. Why couldn't the guy leave if it was his boyfriend?
Yeah,
he was like intoxicated. He drugged him. So he's like this. He was like he's conscious but unconscious. He was conscious but unconscious. So he's just like this, like. He couldn't do much. No, like he's my boyfriend. We had a bit of an argument. Don't worry. We'll take it upstairs. I'll show you the photo. There's nothing to do here. And the girls are going, no, like he's a kid. Look at his face. He's a kid. But then the cops believed him. Believed Jeffrey Dahmer. They gave him back. That boy died that night. And the cops only got suspended. And then they got reinstated.
Wow.
If you're a guy, like, what I'm wondering is, if you're a guy of color, why would you listen to a white man telling you, luring you in? Isn't that like the first rule you get taught in your household? If a white man comes up to me.
He was a 14-year-old boy.
Not like
and he was in. No, but he was a 14-year-old boy and he was hanging out at the bottle shop. And so he was like, "Hey, I'll buy you a beer, but the deal is you have to come back to mine, and we'll have a party at my house." Took him back and drugged him. Gave him the first beer. He's like, "Everyone's coming." Gave him a beer, whatever. The kid got drugged there. And once he's out, he's unconscious. Yeah. It's quiet, and he managed to just escape.
So does he kill them? Dissect them, kill them, or does he like do stuff?
So what he does is he drugs them, so that way they're unconscious. Then while they're unconscious, he tries to dissect them, and like he tries to pour either boiling water in their brain, or like something else to make sure that they go brain dead, so he can have them as a living zombie.
Damn. Is it me, or is it a coincidence that a lot of these serial killers start to kill animals first?
Yeah, that's true. It's another one. Did any of you guys kill animals as a kid?
Nah, my grandma ate my rabbit though. Listen, different story. I had a rabbit called Cutie. I was 9 years old. White rabbit. I kept it at my grandma's house. She had a farm. One day I came in. I was like, "Where's Cutie?" She's like, "He got too big." Ate him. He made rabbit stew with rice. I was forced to eat him. Most traumatic experience of my life. Never had a pet again. The most I had was a goldfish.
Did you cook that too?
Listen, I wouldn't be surprised. Hey, with all the missing animals in my room, I wouldn't be surprised if they made stew again.
What's the next topic, Kaz? Did you freestyle these topics?
Cause no, I'm freestyling some of them. Do you have one?
No, I don't.
I know.
What do you got?
All right. Okay. This next one, I gotta address something, guys. I gotta address something. You tell me if I'm right or wrong. But is it just me, or you can't be? I'm not pointing at Weebo. Weebo's a different type of designer. He's a slick designer. But what's with designers? Yeah, they make a logo and then they just slap it on a plain T-shirt and they think they can just sell it. I'm calling some people out.
He's a designer.
This guy.
Hey, all I'm saying is
This guy. I've been getting called out all this podcast.
Hey, I didn't even know you were a designer. Hey, I didn't even know.
80 Vandals. Launching soon in about 17 days. That's when the supply comes in. Look at this. Beautiful, magnificent. Compliment it.
That's alright. The thing is, like,
Yeah, no, it's different. But I'm talking about like some people that get a logo and they'll just slap it on a T-shirt.
Yeah.
They'll just slap it on a T-shirt. Like, what's with that? Tell me. What are your thoughts?
I don't know, man.
What's actually wrong with it?
I think it's just dead. Like, it's not like... Okay, look at this, yeah? All right, get your camera and look at Weebo's jumper right now, yeah?
This is sick.
That is creative.
Yeah, right there, like the Tottenham jersey, the one.
Yeah, like this.
Yeah.
This is creativity. This is different.
It's one of
Like,
one.
Why are they slapping it on just a plain like T-shirt, a plain black? Like, look at Mash's shirt. They'll just slap a little logo, and they'll slap a big logo on the back, and then they'll sell it for like $50.
Yeah, it
and
gives-
they'll go, "Yeah, man, it's crazy quality."
Yeah, it gives Wish vibes, you know, buying it off
Yeah,
Wish.
yeah, you know what I mean. So
Or like
my
Red
thing is,
Redbubble.
am I wrong for feeling a type of way? I think
No,
I feel
no.
like designers need to pull up.
But that's why the 1% succeed. That's why like there's such a small amount of people that succeed in this business, because you gotta be different, and some people just give off that Wish vibe. No, not this. I like this.
They could
Well,
they could
Spurs
also
suck.
possibly be playing it simple.
No, but I understand. It's like playing it simple, but it's just like, bro, if it's a simple logo, I get what he's saying too. You know, like some people just slap a logo on, and that's expected that to be like, hey, it's like a Nike logo. You know, it's not that big. You know, you gotta have a story. You gotta have some designs a bit around it. You gotta, you know, suss it out. I'm not really into the fashion world, but talking trophy merch dropping soon.
Hey, do we actually?
No, I'm joking.
I get that.
But hey, we should, yeah. I feel like
Hey, we're gonna do. I reckon if we do merch, we'd kill it.
yeah, we gotta like do over the top merch. Oh, we're gonna do
let's
is
slap-
slap.
You should
know what,
actually
dude?
do like a tracksuit, like actual tracksuit, like Adidas.
No,
Just
I
like
reckon
trophies.
we get the logo, and just slap it on a plain T-shirt. A little logo there, big on the back, $50.
Hey, you got a designer in your house. He can help you out.
Yeah, we can do that too, man. But
honestly, I like the logo. I'd buy it.
this talk
It's
trophies logo,
actually- it's actually catchy.
Shout out to Ben. Ben made the logo, but I feel like with this, I don't know. Even you know what? Since we're calling people out, I called a couple people out last week, but this week, you know what? Let's call out these fashion guys in Melbourne.
You're dead.
You're dead.
You're dead.
You know what I mean? Like
You're no match to me.
Hey,
No match.
It's the thing is, it's like
No match.
we're forcing. There's no story. There's no like. I'll give you an example of someone from Australia or Melbourne, like Judah tribe. That's a sick. You can't hate.
Oh no, I can't hate.
You can't hate.
I'll follow Judah tribe.
They go hard.
They go hard. There's a story behind it. You know, like there's a mystery. There's a mystery behind it as well.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I like him. And plus, this guy actually gives back. Does a bit of community work.
Yeah.
Runs a couple
So
workshops
what's
as
that
well.
thing they did the other day? I saw the city packed.
Yeah,
People
man. Yeah,
running
like,
stuff.
and he's got a pop-up shop.
I didn't see it. I
There
didn't
was
know what it
another. What's that in Sydney?
Oh, I saw that.
Corkley, the guy that he from UK, yeah.
Yeah, he came in and people were rushing. If you saw the highlights, people were running down the street. They shut out streets. And that's what makes it so special, the impact it has on the community. That's like probably 80% of the fashion brand. the fashion brand is the meaning behind it. I feel like
That's the thing. It's like there's no a lot of people don't have meaning behind it. They don't have stories. In Melbourne, it's just like, yeah, this is my clothes. You know, tell a story. I'll give you now that like someone that did go senpai. Who was he actually does like there's a story behind why he does it, why he loves it, and how it helped him like his life. You know, starting the business. That's a story. Ron, that's a story.
Oh yeah, Ronit. Shout out to Ronit
You
and
know what I mean?
Immortal Fate.
Like,
But
these are stories of people that use their clothing brand to do something, and then they make like that's how they design their clothes. Yeah. But like if you're just chucking a logo,
I respect it if it's for like and if it's a plain thing and their proceeds are going to charity or something like that. I respect it. But if it's just profit and it's dead,
yeah.
Cause leg it from Melbourne. Hey, we're gonna jump to the next one. Should the voting age be lowered?
no,
Nah, I should stay.
No.
the same.
I hate the responsibility.
Let's see what Charlie thinks. Charlie, you were very quick to say no.
No,
Why is that?
it wouldn't make a difference. It wouldn't make a difference.
How so?
It wouldn't because
There's going to be more Australians that are able to vote.
Yeah, but it still wouldn't make a difference because it's bigger than just the votes. If you really look into it, it's actually bigger than just the votes. That's why it wouldn't make a difference.
Please explain.
Like, there's an economic factor that goes into it as well. So, yeah, I don't want to go into the details because it's going to drag on, but that's the reason.
You know what? I changed my answer to yes, because young people are the new face of Australia. You know, they're the ones that are going to be living all throughout the decisions that are made. I feel like
That is true, but when it comes to decisions, wouldn't you want a more informed, like, decision made?
But wouldn't you want?
So I'm a more mature person that has
Yeah.
those thoughts. Having someone under 16 is very easy for them to be like, yeah, let's take the piss.
Legalize
Yeah,
cannabis.
but like, you know what I mean?
Voting age is 18, isn't it?
It's 18, but like 16 is 18.
But do you reckon lowering it to 16 will be alright?
I feel like lowering it to 16, I can go make a crazy TikTok trend, and before you know it, I'm getting.
Yeah, well,
20% of
that's
votes.
true.
Yeah.
But like 80% of votes from 16-year-olds.
True.
You know what I mean?
That is
We're
true.
very easy to be swayed because it doesn't really have an impact on them. But like it's like for older people, it's like, hey, yo, this is like I can feel it. Like for example, someone with high income feels the impact of a Labour government in comparison to someone with a low income feels the impact of a Liberal government.
But a guy that's like probably 78 years old that's going to be gone in like 15 years, he's not going to care about the decisions. He just want the money. Like some people just say, you know, about the oil and everything. I'm very pro environment and everything. So you see a guy that's just getting a quick cash grab by oil, you know, like oil digging and everything. He's going to be gone in 10 years. What is he going to care? We're the ones that are like us, I guess, all of us young, except you. He's probably like 40. My bad. We're going to be feeling the impacts of this.
Dirty.
What do you got to say, Damien? What do you got to say, Damien?
No, I agree with your point. To be honest, if I was 16, 17, I'd take the piss. I would not care.
Yeah.
Looking at it, there's probably a small percentage that would take you very serious, but I think majority of
Bro,
kids.
just make one TikTok trend with a mad sound and you got every 16 and 17-year-old voting for
Do
you.
the renegade
What's
while
the
like
other
legalize
Alright.
cannabis.
Next one. Okay, we actually have a couple artists here in the room. Can art be separated from the artist?
What do you mean by that? What do you mean?
Like, you know what I'm talking about, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, this guy's not an artist. Weebo, do you know what I'm talking about? Weebo knows. See, us artists know what we're talking about.
Hey, I'm an artist.
Plain
I'm
brand
a creative
tees
writer.
on the plain. This is what I mean. See, plain brand tees on the plain jumper.
Hey, my
is
bad.
not
English,
art.
English is not my first language.
Look.
English is not my first language. I'm sorry about that.
Look, see, he didn't understand because
Listen.
chucking plain tees on a plain shirt. it's
Hey,
not
this
art.
guy's racist, and my English is not my first language. And he wants to explain in Arabic.
Nah, so what he's saying is, okay, can you, if someone makes great art or say great music, they're a musician or they make good clothes, can you separate it from the actual person? If they're a bad person, would you still buy that, regardless of
Would you still appreciate the art?
the art,
Yeah.
even though they're a bad person and say it?
Yes.
Thank you, Weebo.
I think
Thanks, Weebo, for explaining that.
Chala.
Chala.
So I think it actually depends on the craft as well. So music, acting, they're all different. Like
Yeah, you're right.
you need to put that into perspective, the differences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like music, you can't separate the art from the artist.
Of course.
I don't think so.
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson, you know, with the youngins, and R. Kelly with the youngins too. You know what I mean? When R. Kelly says bumping and grinding,
Hey, I
he
still
was
listen
thinking of
to
a
R. Kelly.
14-year-old.
You
I
would-
still listen to R. Kelly, Michael
Cool.
Jackson.
That makes a lot. That makes a lot of sense. That confirms a lot.
Yeah.
Listen, I love Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Whatever you did, I love you. R. Kelly, my hero.
What do you got to say, Charlie?
I got nothing. No, I got nothing to say after that. After that, I got nothing to say.
I think like for example, with things like maybe acting, you can separate the art from the artist.
I don't think so.
Because acting, you're already being someone. You're being someone completely. You're not being you. For example, like, do you know what I mean?
No, I think that's incorrect.
Nah, I get
Oh
you.
yeah, we're gonna.
I'll tell you why. Because when you're acting, you're actually being the realest version of yourself. So you can't really separate yourself from the character in order to become the character. So
I think I can disagree with that.
okay.
Yeah, same.
Like a perfect example of it was Leonardo DiCaprio in Django.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like Leonardo DiCaprio was struggling to play that character. Like that day, like they told him, and then they told me, just like to say the N word even.
Oh, I remember.
Bro,
yeah.
just say it, man. They will tell him, they're like, just go for it. And then he's like, nah. Like he just couldn't. He came the next day. He didn't even to get into like character. He literally didn't even say hi to Jamie Foxx. Like he was in that zone.
Yeah, wow.
He became that, like that
Yeah.
southern
Different beast.
racist. Like he put that. He became that, you know what I mean? And like that's separating the art from the artist. Like he's not that person, but he became that person that day.
It was just testing his morals. I think that there was no separation there. It was just testing his morals because he believes that's racist. That's all it is. But you cannot really separate the actual art from the artist in acting.
Yeah, but like, hey, if there was like an artist, like an actor, right, and they did something terrible, would you still watch their movie if they just because they're a good actor?
Yes.
That's cap.
No, yes. Listen, I'm the guy that said I'll still love R. Kelly. You
Like,
cannot
you'll
judge
sti-
me on this.
So R. Kelly's in a show, you'll still watch it, and you won't think any different of him. You'll just take him.
No difference.
But
Okay.
No.
Who's your most favorite person in the world? Being like honest.
Rocky Balboa.
Okay, Sylvester Stallone.
Yep.
Rocky Balboa's a
No,
character.
his character. No, listen. That's another reason. you can
Rocky
say-
Balboa's a character, mate.
Listen.
All right. Okay. All right. So let's say Sylvester Stallone comes out and he's like, "I hate Palestine. I hate them all." Would you still like him?
No.
He probably.
No, but listen.
He said no, but you can't.
Listen. But that's another reason you can separate the art from the artist. Because I like Rocky Balboa. I don't know shit about Sylvester Stallone. Okay. Like his character is different from him for all I know. I don't know the guy in real life. I never followed him. I follow his movies. I follow his art. It's different from what he is in real life.
So you would still support his movies even if you said that?
Nah, I'd beat him up.
Well, there you go. See, so you
Hey, I'm calling you out to a boxing match. Sylvester Stallone.
he never said that, bro. It was just a hypothetical.
I'm calling you out.
Palestinians are very paranoid people, huh?
Listen, talk badly about it. I'll throw rocks at your
But
head.
shout out Palestine. Still free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
I
I
just
still
wanna
need
say,
those
the
rocks.
Palestinians get dirty if you don't support them. Okay.
Listen.
Still not free Palestine.
Listen, guys, I still need the rocks. Please ship me the rocks so I can throw it. This guy's
Guys, we
head.
got some outside. That's all right.
Right. For that one. We'll do one more.
One more. Okay. On this.
On any.
Okay. Yeah. I reckon if someone does something bad and they're an artist, you can't separate it. You're gonna be like, I feel like naturally everyone's gonna be dirty at that person, no matter what movie they hop on.
So right now, if you were chilling and like you were doing a dance choreography routine and an R. Kelly song comes on, are you doing the choreography? Or are you gonna tell them, sorry, please turn it off?
Well, the question is, do I stand for R. Kelly?
Do you support R. Kelly?
No, I don't.
I'm bopping to that shit.
You know this video is never gonna get deleted, by the way.
I
So
wanna dance with you all night. Yeah, exactly. Both two controversial figures.
Alright, let's go one more.
All right. Sweet. Do you guys personally feel like could war ever be justified?
Yes, free Palestine.
Wait, but just pause and think about it. Could war ever be justified?
Yeah, I think for certain extent, like degrees, like World War II is a perfect example of it. You know, Hitler was doing crazy stuff, and the world people had to step in and take him out. That's a perfect example of it. World War II.
it depends on the context as well. So like who's actually the aggressor, who's the victim. Yeah, it really depends on the context. That's what I think.
So do you reckon it should be justified or?
Yeah.
I don't agree or disagree. But it
Nah,
just
man, it's
depends.
air
It
raid, bro.
just-
You have to have an opinion, Kaz. You can't always be perspective. You gotta have an opinion on this, chala. This is an actual good topic that like is war justified sometimes. That's a because this is a very people lose their lives at the same time. It's like you're saving the
Because
world.
in
as
the
well.
pursuit of getting that one guy, of your own people, you're sacrificing thousands.
Yeah. You have to have an opinion on this one, man. It's a very valid one.
No, I actually think it's not justified.
This is like that
Because
train
there's other
tracks.
ways you can deal with like disagreements and conflicts.
What about World War II? There's a guy that's running a country that believes in fascism and wants to spread his ideology around the world, and he's taking out anyone that stops him. Should we start a war with that guy and his country?
You should stop him.
How do you stop him, bro?
No. The thing is, with Hitler, I remember I did deep diving. They tried to stop him. They did a treaty. They're like, if you don't attack this country, if you attack them, we'll attack you. Like
Yeah, like
Poland.
they did that.
They tried
in order
This
to
stuff
stop
does
him,
not work with
that's
these
fine.
extreme
War is
people.
fine. It's justified in order to stop someone that's doing evil things.
yeah.
to
So you
people.
agree?
That's
so
justified. Yeah, but if you don't have to do that,
Yeah,
I don't think war.
that's what justifies it.
feel
If
like-
it's too extreme, if you go through the steps.
Feel like war in today's. What do you feel like about in today's era? Do you think it's justified?
No,
Because we're in different times.
I don't think.
it's
I,
not,
I,
yeah.
I don't. I don't think it's justified. We've come like such a long way with technology, education.
Just cut off their water.
Nah,
Okay.
but
Yeah, I see how
still,
it is.
like,
As a Palestinian here, I don't have water.
That's it. That's an example. Like right now, like that might be. Let's talk about that. You know, since we have a Palestinian here,
yeah.
you know,
I love you.
let's talk about this. Do Palestinians are Palestinians justified to start a war with Israel? Let's just say let's just say neighboring countries like Egypt, Jordan, all the Arab countries say, you know what, let's take these guys out, Israel. Is that justified?
It's justified. It wouldn't work. They did that. They tried that before.
Yeah, I know. It's like was it the 6 Day War?
Yeah. They were supported
How
by
many days was it?
6-Day War.
The 6 Day War.
They
That
were
was
supported by the U.S., U.K., France, because and everything. Thing is, I feel like it's justified because one side's fighting with rocks while the other's with guns. So
Because how you gonna win a war? Throwing rocks.
just supply them to me. Give me Chief Keef and a couple of rocks, and I'll get it sorted.
But I think if you like knowing the odds are against, I think like war wouldn't be the most ideal way to go about it.
No, if you know you're gonna lose, that's when you step away.
yeah, but like for example, in the case of the conflict between Palestine and Israel, like what other solution is there?
The thing is, they tried with the UN. They tried solutions. They tried everything. Nothing works, and they keep annexing more and more, and it's silenced. So, war isn't the best option, and it's also not gonna work. Obviously, not gonna work.
Yeah.
But what is there we can do?
There's nothing much here, to be honest. If you think about it.
No.
And
All you-
Israel is Israel's not gonna stop. No one like the US support them. All the Western countries support them. There's like they're
All
just
you
gonna
could do
keep
is-
going. But
yeah. All you could do is voice your opinion about it. Try to appeal to your government to try to stop funding, trying to stop stuff like that. Because when that stops, they got no one else.
yeah, that's true.
I got one last one actually quickly to tie it up at the end. All right. And I want you to be honest. Don't give some nice answer in case your mum and dad listens to this or whatever it is. Just be real, okay? Should soft drugs be made legal?
What's a soft drug?
I think what you'd consider party drugs.
What's a party drug? I've never been to one. Mama, I've never been to a party.
Give it to Mash. Here, Mash apparently knows.
Yeah, no.
You'll hear naming it. Yeah, like what?
I'm gonna search it up. Let me just search it up. Leah, let's go. Soft drugs.
Mama, I've never been to a party. I don't know what are drugs. Mama, please. Wallahi, I never did any of them.
So soft drugs. Soft drugs are less hazardous. Yeah, boys, I got them here. Relax. Soft drugs are less hazardous to health than hard drugs. Soft drugs are not harmless. Not harmless substances. So examples: cannabis, DMT, LSD, mescaline, ketamine, MDMA, and good old caffeine.
Wait, caffeine?
Caffeine is there.
No,
So
I know it's caffeine. I know it's a
Hard
drug.
drugs would be alcohol, cocaine, heroin, I don't know that word. And nicotine.
Alcohol's a hard drug.
So cannabis, DMT.
Weebo's like, in that case, I'm an addict, mate.
So cannabis, DMT, LSD, mescaline, and
Alright, so what are your thoughts? Like, should they be made legal?
No.
No.
bro, I'm no as well.
Yeah.
Because I think the bad outweighs the good on it, and you know people bro get carried away with the
Like
drugs.
alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say as well, like, bro, like, I get the like the psychedelic drugs.
Yeah, yeah.
They're not like apparently they're not even that bad. Like, apparently like if you microdose it, there's like so many benefits of it. Blah blah blah, and it's been done since ancient times. Some of them, but at the same time, it's like there's always some dumb guy that's gonna abuse it or
Mix it with something
mix
else.
it with something else, and you know.
Survival of the fittest. Nature's way of removing them from society.
You've been saying that with survival of the fittest a lot, man. I don't know, man. I think, yeah, I'm against it. What do you got to say, Charlie?
I'm against it because long-term effects, man. It's gonna come back to haunt you when you're older. So yeah,
It
I'm
might
against
haunt future generations too. Might get another Dahmer, whatever. Because she
Dahmer?
was on medication or something, and she was abusing it, right?
Who's this?
The serial killer we were talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, see, so it causes a ripple, like you know.
He wasn't on drugs.
No, her mom was. His mom was, and he wanted to make zombies.
No, but she wasn't on like hard drugs.
Yeah, but
Medication
she was
drugs.
abusing it, so
She was
that's
on
why.
medication, like sleeping pills.
Yeah, but wasn't she abusing it?
Yeah, she was on it all the time.
So that's why it can't be trusted to legalize it in a normal way because people will abuse it,
And I think too,
more
yeah.
bad will come.
I think even with these, what happens is, at the same time, for the people that do agree that they should be legalized, it does get rid of the factor that, like, you know, you're gonna have there is people that are, you know, selling it, cutting it, you know, mixing it, doing all this. So if you do legalize it, it becomes more safer. Mashing it because there's more government. I'll beep that out. There's more government regulations around it. You know what I mean? So the government is actually like making it. So it's like it's more safer. But at the same time, I just feel like, you know, if you're making drugs accessible to everyone, you know what I mean? I believe it's just gonna cause like you're just gonna have deadbeats everywhere. You know what I mean?
But like I was gonna say, one other thing of it though is you're removing all the crime. Then imagine how much crime there is, right, in illegal drug trade, like around there for these party drugs that people have. So if you make it legal, then all these guys go out of business. They have to actually get proper jobs. They can't do this anymore, and it becomes safer. So all the drugs that people are accessing these drugs like without it being legal already. So if you make it legal, you remove all this crime from the country, and you also like the people that are accessing it and are gonna buy it. They're gonna become safer.
No, I get that. I totally get
And if
it.
you do educate, like say if you educate in your school, like your parents, if you raise you well, like you're not gonna do drugs. Like you'll know the harmful side of it, and you should be able to stick away from it. I guess.
That's the thing.
Have another tier list.
Huh?
The Brassies would have more for their tier list.
Yeah, but at the same time, look, if you know you're saying that we spoke about sex ed like last week or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, hey, we're still taught sex ed, but how come AIDS is still spreading? You know what I mean?
You know what?
Did you get me? But like, you know what I mean? There's all these sexual diseases that keep spreading.
Okay, yeah.
It's like, all right, we know how to do it, but mate, a bit of DMT feels good, cuz. I don't know, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've never had DMT, but like, bros,
Lies. I saw him take it.
It probably feels good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Probably.
So like, if you do what's called legalize, it's still gonna like people still gonna abuse it, whatever. Even if you teach them the stuff, they still can get. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I said. If the government like provide it.
And I feel like if the government do provide it, it would be more controlled how it's distributed out. Like if cannabis was legal, like it'd be a lot more easier who can get it and who can't get it. Like I think it'd be, and that way, like the people, it's like a real mission for those because the dealers are all out. The dealers, they're all working at Kmart, you know? So I don't know. You actually raised a good point. It makes me think on the other end of it. And also that, how much money would be contributed to the tax as well, to our economy? Like, man, I reckon we could do a lot with that.
Oh, yeah, I changed my mind. You legalize it and you live your life. You know, if you're not gonna take it, don't take it. If you're gonna take it, you're gonna take it in a safer way, more controlled way. So I changed my mind to it should be legalized. But if you don't want to take it, just don't. It's not, you know, I live my life, you live yours.
Yeah, that's a valid point, bro. Anyways, let's wrap it up here, man. I think this is a short and sweet episode.
Short and sweet.
Thanks for jumping on.
No problem.
Hope you
Thanks for
guys
having me.
enjoyed it. How'd you find it?
Hey, amazing. Thanks
It
for
was
having
fun.
me.
Very
Yeah?
fun. Yeah.
Make sure you guys do hit that subscribe button. Listen to our audio podcast. Some people like
Like,
listening to
share.
the audio podcast. Appreciate that. Make
Hey,
sure
our
you guys
comments
do
have been
follow.
popping off lately.
On what?
Instagram,
Yeah,
TikTok.
because we started posting
Come
reels
on
more,
now.
yeah, so we're doing good. So make sure you guys show that love. Besides that, enjoy your night. Stay humble. Faith.
Fuck, I'm trying to tell you something. For you, going, have your parade. For your sun turn black and gray. Come on, let me, Sarah.